Dawn here for Dawn Ross Therapeutic Yoga Movement Moment. Last month we looked at a couple of movements to help get a little bit more flexion of the hip, knee, and ankle in squatting. And as you've been playing with those this month, I want to just add to that a few other movements that can help with the squat too. What happens in a squat sometimes is if we're over utilizing the front of our hip, being our hip flexors, and have gotten into a movement pattern where these vertical muscles at the front of the hip are over firing or firing during movement of abduction or adduction, or even moving from hip flexion into hip extension, being we're not connected in to the posterior line of the body and the back, the muscles at the back of the hip. We're overutilizing these front ones. We lose out on power, but we also then lose out on range of motion. So, super simple movement I'm going to share with you today. You'll need a yoga strap and then a yoga block. And the block could also just be a folded towel, or rolled towel, something that's a little bit, gives you a little bit of texture as far as firmness, and is going to be the size that is necessary to fit in between your legs and fill the space. So what you'll do is come onto the wall so that your feet walk forward and you've got weight through the back of the pelvis connecting with the wall. So then once you're here, you'll use whatever block fills the space between the thighs. So for some people it'll be narrower, for some people it'll be wider. If you only have a narrow block, you could wrap it in a towel, or you can also turn the block to get a wider perspective. Okay, so you're in pressed into the wall, and then you're going to just start to slide yourself down so that you come into a little bit of a squat. The key with this is that you're feeling the whole leg. So if you slid down and you're feeling a lot of pressure through the knees or the shins or the calves or the quadriceps are really grabbed on, you want to slide back up, okay? You want to be here and then only come in as far as you're feeling the whole leg connected with the floor, okay? So you're feeling the whole leg, feel the mound of the big toe, the pinky toe, the center of the heel, and then what you're going to do is take your leg bones and actually adduct or gently squeeze and press into the block, and then you'll relax, and then you're going to adduct and squeeze the block and relax. Now the key is you want to bring the fingers to the front of the hip crease, and if you've got an issue with the hip flexors over engaging as you squeeze the block, you'll likely feel these guys kick on. So you only want to squeeze as much as the hip flexors don't kick on, okay? You also want to notice if the feet are changing how they're weighted, then you might be driving a little bit too much from the knee and the lower part of the leg. Okay, so see if you can quiet that. Really focus on the upper leg bone, embracing the block, and then releasing the block. Make sure you're not doing a Kegel here. Sitting bones, see if you can keep them just nice and soft, and as if they're weighted or dropping down towards the floor. Okay, I'm going to do one more. And then you're going to take the block out, come up to standing. Just notice how you feel in standing. So quite often, as you quiet the hip flexors, you may feel taller. You might feel lighter in the upper body, more connected through the legs and the feet. So just notice what you notice, having utilized the stimulus of adduction in the block. And then you're going to take your strap and we're going to do the opposite of that movement, which is abduction. And so the strap is going to come around the upper thighs, and you're going to do up that buckle. So we want this strap kind of partway between the knee and the top of the hip. So you don't want to be too far down and close to the knee. So again, you'll come in with walking the feet forward, and you just want the strap to be in a place where the legs naturally sit and the strap isn't going to fall down. So you'll come here and then find your little bit of a wall sit where you're feeling the whole leg, okay? And then you're just going to press the leg bones out into the strap and then release. Find the hip flexors, and for some people they might be more around the outside, so I like to just bring my hands in so I get kind of all of that. And now you might be going, oh, they're just firing, there's like a flicker, they're not, they're not firing very much, but it's kind of like being pregnant. They either are or they aren't. So we want them not to be. So you want to quiet them right down. So again, as you press out, so for me, it's a little bit more challenging to press out than it is to squeeze the block. And so I notice that if I go too hard, how I feel weighted in my feet changes. My feet start to get a little grippy. So again, just notice for yourself. There shouldn't be any change in the arch of the low back because the pelvis is staying quiet here. You're going to press out. Good. Watch you're not getting grippy with the breath or through the shoulders. Okay, and then you're going to come on up to standing, take the strap off. Notice what that offered and how that feels in standing. Okay, and some really cool things start to happen as we start to quiet down these vertical muscles in that horizontal movement. What happens is those horizontal muscles start to come online a bit more. So then when we are moving vertically, such as in a squat or running or cycling, the leg just tracks more smoothly in that sagittal plane, okay? So you could do a few squats, try out the wall sit with the block and strap, and then come back and explore your squat again and just notice what you notice. So thanks so much for joining me. These are great movements to take you from ski season into walking and hiking season. And I'd love to hear from you if you've got questions, comments, or anything you'd like to share with what you notice when you explore these in your body. My email is my website is dawnross.ca, and you can send me a message from there. Thanks so much and have a great day. Namaste.